What up, y'all? Did you know that you could use CodePen for web hosting even on your Apex domains? That's what I'm doing right now. I have a buddy named Darren. He lives in Bend, Oregon, down the road from me, and he's getting into building tree houses. So I bought him a domain, bentreehouses.com, and made a really simple website that points to his treehouse building business. It's a real business, by the way. Anyway, I built it on CodePen. Pretty cool, right? I've got all the CSS and images and all the stuff that you use to use a website. I bought the domain name on GoDaddy. That's where I keep a lot of my domains. I like GoDaddy. But I also own chriscoyer.com. I'm showing you this because look at all the DNS records on chriscoyer.com. A records and email records and CNAMEs and stuff. GoDaddy does all this stuff for you to provide various services for you. Now, I could add a CNAME record for it, but GoDaddy doesn't support CNAME records of the root. So I can't put an @ here and then point it to the URL that CodePen gives you to host that. It just doesn't work. Although there's an easy workaround, and we'll show you in a minute. They do support A records, but that takes an IP, and we're not really giving you IPs at CodePen at the moment. What we want is a CNAME record that works, or an ALIAS record or a name record. Perhaps where you buy a domain name, maybe they support those. And if they do, it's great. You can use that. If they don't, you can always do what I did at bentreehouses.com. And instead of managing the DNS on GoDaddy, I'm pointing the DNS name servers over at a free Cloudflare account to do that instead. Now that I've done that, I can manage the DNS records at Cloudflare. So I just have a single CNAME record on bentreehouses.com, and they support pointing it at URLs through a thing Cloudflare calls domain name flattening, or CNAME flattening, or whatever. So I can point the root essentially at the URL that CodePen gives. So here's the pen again. Here's the deployment panel. I've clicked to deploy it. It's given me this URL, optimistictoothbobcat.codepen.app. That's the live website. But CodePen knows you're using an Apex domain, and we're saying, please set your CNAME, alias, or ANAME record to this. So that's what I'm doing here. And it just works. Now, it's giving me a little warning about that. That's a little bug that we'll have fixed soon. But that makes bentreehouses.com totally work. So CodePen is the hosting for this. If I make some changes to the website, I can just hit the redeploy button that'll show up here, and away we go. So web hosting with your CodePen Pro account. Pretty cool. Pretty satisfying, really.